What deck archetypes do you think need more support? I mean, the movement decks for sure need more support. Even if we get some semblance of game balance implemented, we're still pretty far off of move decks being top tier. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Will Galactus always be Series 5? Yeah, Galactus, Thanos, and Kang are perpetually Series 5. If by movement you mean Polaris and Arrow, they're already pretty good. Truth. Truth. Big true. Well, that's a pretty good one. We get to go Shuri into Marvel into Hawk Rock Slide. This is a bot. Monty's a bot. Good chap. Monty's a bot. Yeah, I'm playing Thanos wrong. With 18 cards, your chance of getting Lockjaw is so slim. Well, you gotta remember 5 of your extra cards draw cards. So, it's not really 18 cards like any other cards in Marvel Snap would be 18 cards. Is it right to jam a bunch of rocks early if you don't have Lockjaw? Yeah, on turn 2 especially. I don't know. I'm not a Thanos expert. I haven't played the deck a ton, but I have to imagine if, like, maybe you don't play one immediately on 1. But yeah, on turn 2, I think you're supposed to start drawing cards. I got an armor up the mid here. Our draw's pretty awkward. No Shuri in sight. No ways to make the Darkhawk bigger just yet. Yeah, that's the idea, Roth. I wanted to try, like, an anti-meta version of Shuri, essentially. I still need to figure out what my last deck list is going to be for the tournament that I'm playing in this weekend. I think I Red Skull into, like, Taskmaster Iceman. They're snapping me. Yeah, I'm gonna stay. Yeah, deck lists are due tonight. We start playing tomorrow. That's why they did that. Okay. We'll shoot. Are they a destroyer deck then? No, it's actually not being streamed, which is interesting. They're having us all record our games, and then they're doing post-production after the fact with the recorded stuff. Yeah, I think we're good here. Hey, Sox fan, thank you for the prime, appreciate it. Yeah, so there's a double elimination bracket, and we're all supposed to play our games over the weekend and be done by Tuesday. I'm curious to see if that amount of freedom will work or not. I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do with the content after the fact. I might just record all my stuff. We have to record all our stuff to give to them anyways, and then maybe we'll cover it afterwards if the games are good. I don't know. There's a chance like none of the games are like very interesting or worth watching, because I'm planning to bring like 2 off meta decks. So like if we just like run into 2 people sweating with Thanos, there's a chance we just get run over. Yeah, there's a small minimum payout tank magic, and the fact that this is a remote tournament that I get to play from home moves the needle. And the fact that it's async, right? So I don't have to be committed to the whole the async. I'm interested to see if it works out with how card gamers can be, but it does give a nice amount of freedom. There's a $3,000 prize pool, but it's like relatively flat. Everybody playing is gonna end up with some amount of the prize money. Got him. Got him. So this one here gets applied to here, which gets applied back. Maybe I should zap them, honestly, since we Cosmo'd the Electro. Our Hawk's not that big, though. The tournament is making you coordinate with your classmates for a group project. That's a great way to put it. That is a perfect way to put it. In an asynchronous league recently that fell apart after 2 rounds because people weren't playing at the TO. Yeah, this is only 16 people, so I'm hoping it'll work out. But well, like I said, we'll see. I've also run things full of card gamers before though, and I know how we are. It's like herding cats. Yeah, I agree with that, Pow Bam Zap. Big feels bad man energy. I want to make sure we fill up the left and the right pretty evenly here, because Sanctum Sanctorum is going to end up in one of them. Hey, Mikes. Thanks for the third of a year. Welcome back. Snap them before we armor their Bucky. I assume they don't want us to share the results of the event until they post content surrounding it, but hard to know. I was really hoping for Sanctum not to go here, because I wanted to be able to play Captain Marvel to a location where she couldn't get Shang-Chi'd. So we're probably going to need to Cosmo the center on the last turn. Hopefully we have priority. We really want to have priority going into 6 here. Okay, and we will. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and Cosmo here, and then Red Skull here as well, I think. And then Captain Marvel could play for the left as well. And it's just like, the Cosmo just insulates us from getting Shang-Chi here, which is ideal. Also stops Valkyrie, which is great. A lot of interaction, chat. It would be a damn shame if I had a no-no dog. What a toxic Marvel Snap card. All right, write that one down. We might post a video with this one. You think there are any A-tier decks that include... I really don't think this format has A-tier decks in it. I think the gap between Shuri and the things below it is pretty wide. As far as Professor X goes, like B or C tier, whatever you want to call it, decks that have Daredevil in it, probably reasonable. Yeah, I agree with that, Chaos Hat. I actually, a redesign I've talked about liking for Cosmo in the past is, I think Cosmo, if it costs like 1 or 2 energy, and it just said like next turn on reveal effects don't happen, I think that would be a sweet one. Where is the Kang? We have a no Kang command. Nice. Would that imagined one-turn Cosmo only be for its own lane? I don't know. Feels like it could go either way. I'm gonna Shuri into Red Skull into Cosmo, probably. Invisible Woman doesn't usually like getting Red Skulled. Or getting Cosmo'd, I mean. I should have snapped before. The Shuri flipped up. The snap is late. They stayed in. There's a world where they change this and they have more power here, but that's unlikely. It's me. I'm the problem, it's me. Dude, I mean, even if this worked, they were likely to lose because of the bar with no name, right? Right? Like I think even if they're like even if they had gotten 3 random cards, statistically they were losing this. You feel like the cube and snapping mechanic holds up after reaching infinite for the month? No, not at all. You'll if you hang out long enough, you'll frequently hear me talk about how I'm not really snapping and I stop retreating once we hit infinite. I'm like kind of thinking about how I'm supposed to be snapping because like maybe this could be one of the decks I play in the tournament. But you have a Bass negative deck list. Yeah, if you check out the YouTube channel, there's a Bass negative highlight. I would just give you the caveat that I think Negative's in a really rough spot. It's a deck that's bad against Leech and Sandman, and Leech is played in the tier 1 or tier 0 even what's it called deck? The Thanos deck. And Sandman is probably one of the is not probably is definitely one of the more common like B tier things people really like doing. Snap one on the Carmitage. Let's do it. J Mac, thank you for the 2 months. Their title is Playing Agatha, and they have an Agatha portrait. So let's see if that's the case. Most decks are, yeah, yeah, like I've said, I think everything that's not the Shuri and the Thanos decks is a pretty far cut away from the other options. Losing another card from our hand here is gonna suck. Oh, this is Harry's name. It's so hard for me to keep track of. Who's changed to what name? Well, they're playing Sentry, huh? Got some spice. Sentry took one of the Iceman triggers. Ha! That's a good one, too. That was not the droid we wanted for Christmas, chat. What's in my deck?
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
Yeah, we needed this last turn. Would have gotten to go 24 power Captain Marvel. Probably win this. I think we gotta bounce at this point, though. Our Hawk is only 8. No rocks. Sticky Games, thank you for the 3 years. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. We'll build our own pre-nerf Zabu with cloning vats and 2 board spaces. Is my hand good enough that I don't need to draw other real cards? Yeah, I think so. Snap too late. Does anyone know when Shuri will downgrade to Series 3? End of next month. Hey, thanks for the third of a year, Krillmaster. Good to have you here. Welcome back. And Schwengel Scowman, thank you for the quarter of a year as well. Morning, good morning. End of March, end of April, end of next month. It is currently March, next month is April. In my tier list video this morning, I always start my Series 4 and 5 tier list by going over what's downgrading at the end of this month. Because I think that context is important for people understanding which cards they should consider spending tokens on. Got a Harry rematch. Zabu into Rock Slide into Darkhawk. Yeah, so I tried a couple of double Spider-Man decks after the Zabu nerf. And unfortunately, Spider-Man is just kind of bad in general, even if you make the double Spider-Man work, in large part due to the fact that, oh, my words are mush. Space Stone out of Thanos doesn't care about how Spider-Man locks things down. Oh, thank you. I didn't ping Discord. Did I just order these wrong? Sorry, I was going to ping Discord. I'm gonna blame silence on that one.
Escaped.
That's fine. We were in a pretty good spot that game. Unfortunate to end that way. That's one of the things too, you know, whenever one of my opponents makes a mistake like that and chat tries to ridicule them, the thing I always like to bring up is, you know, think about just how rarely playing Marvel Snap is the only thing you are doing. It's not something that happens super often, right? Like it is. I think I'm staying because I have Captain Marvel and Shuri Slap. It is frequently the case that you are playing Marvel Snap in addition to doing something else. And it's easy to make mistakes because of that. Yeah, there's probably a lot of you playing Marvel Snap while you're watching this stream, splitting your attention. I mistook Cosmo for Lockjaw earlier. To be fair, they have some pretty similar variants. They both have the Venomized variant, it's like, oof. Hey, Spitter. Thanks for the sub gift. Appreciate it. Fangle Ska Man, thank you for the third of a year. At this point, I almost feel like Leader died for the sins of Leech. I don't think that's a completely unreasonable take. Being infinite means you can stop caring about losing and just play for fun, though. Yeah, I mean, getting stuffed every game isn't playing for fun, though, right? Like, as someone who, like, brews a lot and plays a lot of things, it's incredibly difficult to, like, have a reasonable win rate and, like, be playing at infinite. Doesn't feel great. I don't think I want to discuss the actual power level of the card Leech so much as I will provide the opinion that I find Leech deeply unfun to play against. And that has nothing to do with the raw power level of the card. You could say what you will about the card being too strong or too weak, but I find the experience of playing against it incredibly unsatisfying and uninteresting. And we have their Shang-Chi, and we're not playing Shang-Chi, so 30 power Red Skull on the left is just like, good to go. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot of things they could do with the card speci. It just feels real bad to, like, look down at my hand and be like, oh, none of the things I built my deck to do get to do anything here. And the question is plus 14 enough to win the middle? It might be. Nothing in my deck beats me. And we're winning if they have like a, there could be like a Gamora deck. We're winning if that's the case. Yes, them playing Black Widow kept us off of a draw, which made our Darkhawk bigger because we were drawing off of their deck with Weird World. Funny interaction there. I think games like Marvel Snap are the most fun for me personally when the good decks are about doing a powerful thing and are not about countering your opponent's powerful thing. Aiden Nadar, thank you for the absurdly generous tier 3. Good to have you here for over 2 years. And again, that's subjective. I think interactive cards are good and can be fun, but I think metagames where the interactive cards, especially ones that are prison adjacent like Leech, tend to really wear on me personally. I would rather try to race or interact with a big thing that's at the top rather than try to keep up with a deck that's like locking me out. And that's very similar to Magic too, right? Like, I think I was always of the opinion that like when like control decks were the best in Magic the Gathering, they were formats I tended to not enjoy too. So it's definitely like a super subjective / personal thing. If you feel differently, feel free to feel differently. Well, like, so someone said, well, like Deathwave, right? So like Deathwave kind of hits both sides of it, right? They discarded their Shang-Chi, and I have Shuri into Red Skull into Taskmaster, so beep beep, let's go. I feel exactly the same way Asui. I like playing Control. I hate formats where Control is good. I like it when Control is the scrappy underdog fighting uphill. I find those formats fun and interesting. Yes, them discarding Shang-Chi is the reason I snapped here, actually. Where will they Galactus, friends? Where will they Galactus? I assume they Galactus here, because this one is worse. Do we just do nothing? There's no way doing nothing is right? So they will be destroying 23, they'll be destroying 25 power worth of things, meaning their null is 25, so they'll be at 27, and then I'd be at 32, 31. No, we beat 31. Yeah, doing nothing beats Galactus. Fine. They need death plus null. Not enough things died for them to be able to play death and null, right? What we need here is we need for them to have priority. The Galactus buff makes this a coin flip. Okay, and we lost the game because of the Galactus buff. Oh, they discarded Shang. Yeah, maybe we have a shot. You're right, they did discard Shang. A lot's happened since then. There's been like 12 turns and a rewind since then. Removing 1 point of power from Galactus was a buff for the card. Their null was 25, meaning if they play it here, they're at 27, and then this would put them to 31, and we're at 32, 34. Thanks, Socio. We'll have a gameplay highlight up later today too, but I like to post the tier list first. Silver Surfer made me do too much counting. Yeah, that's true. The math on this one is way more straightforward. And Surfer. Surfer put a lot of numbers into play. I'm gonna Cosmo the compound, so that way if we spike Shuri, we could double her up over on Carmartage. I have to play my turn 5 card into the compound, so if we peel the Shuri, then it's protected from Shang. This Twitch stream pre-recorded in front of a live audience. Thanks everybody for hanging out today. I ranked Stature as bad in the current metagame in my Series 4 and 5 tier list video today. Because I think she's another card that's just like probably good in a format where Leech isn't everywhere, but Leech is everywhere.
Clear for takeoff. Opponent snapped.
I think Red Skull into Taskmaster Korg is probably gonna win the game here. I'm gonna stay. I guess I could play... Okay, then they have Titania. Okay. Fair. Yeah. I think I'm gonna put this one down. This isn't different enough from the Shuri decks. It doesn't feel particularly interesting or exciting to play.
This land is always changing.
The surefire way to queue into Weird World chat. Load up a new deck you're interested in trying out.
Escaped.
Morning, Cody. Howdy, Holly. Thanks for the almost year and a half. Welcome back. All right, Jesus, take the wheel. Sometimes lucky rubber ducky. Do-do-do-do. That's actually not a terrible one to play into the Cloning Vats either. Because Cloning Vats will give us back a Wolfsbane that has 7 power. I'll do it again, I swear. Yeah, so let's go ahead and Wolfsbane here into the Vats. And then we'll get Sarah played on 5. We'll get leeched on 6. We'll pack it up, pack it in. There's a world where they leech us and this Sarah still wins the game, right? Because we just have like 7 stat and 5 stat and then something else here too. Okie doke. So I assume we're done here then, right? Yeah, I should Wolfsbane and then Killmonger. So that way Wolfsbane sees the Korg to get bigger. Yeah. Good night. We actually didn't even need the Killmonger, huh? We're just gonna beat them with the big Wolfsbane in the middle. Well, when we don't get leeched, feels okay.
Victory.
And ultimately, our Electra out of the hub didn't really matter because we drew the Killmonger, right? Lower the shield, double up deck. Been playing it all day. If I have Sentry, would he be good to replace Polaris or Jug with? No, Sentry's just not a very playable card, Curvis. As someone who really loves Viper and tried a lot of different Sentry decks, it's just not competitive at anything. Yeah, every deck I've played that feels like it has an okay Thanos matchup just like retreats when it gets leeched. It's definitely the case. Gonna not armor the Sunspot's location here. Zabu the Quantum Realm, and then we'll Sarah Onslaught Citadel. Our own armor is probably going to end up biting us here. They played into Lechukagulya? That's so good for us. Ooh, Rock Slide's a good pickup too. We could get Zola. Yeah, maybe. Zola's just like not super common in their archetype. I guess that explains why they played into Lechukagulya though, huh? Why isn't Zola popular in Shuri anymore? Zola isn't popular in Shuri because they need to. Actually, we're beating this, right? We're beating Zola, because if they Zola, our Hawk is huge, and it's doubled. We're not beating Cosmo. Rip. This is why they don't play Zola anymore, chat. Because they need to play Arrow and Armor of their own. Alright, looks like it's time for our Admiral non-subs. I'll see you in 2 minutes. I'm gonna stand up here and get unstoned. The rocks are out. We have played Sarah left or mid to set up the armor. Well, I wanted the double discount from the Sarah, right? I played her on the right for that. RPG Fun, thank you for the 29 months. Welcome back. And Canned Monkey, thank you for the 14. Hey, Night Radiant, appreciate the quarter of a year. Good morning, good morning. So the tournament's a little weird. We're playing the matches this weekend, and then the people putting on the tournament are taking the content from the matches and editing it and posting it to a YouTube channel with commentary after the fact. And they haven't given us, they're supposed to be posting a formal announcement of it later today with the bracket and everybody that's playing in it. And maybe that'll have a timeline on when they expect to have the actual content from it up. Yeah, so I'll know the results before the content is posted. It is not being live streamed, no. Is there a time your prime rolls over? Unfortunately, it's just like kind of random. Old man ends. It's like somewhere between like 1 and 8 hours after it rolls off. Should you expect some real competitive decks? No. Like most invitational style tournaments, this tournament's gonna be relatively casual. Like, I don't intend to bring any Thanos. I'm not bringing any Thanos decks or Shuri decks to the tournament. And I would expect I probably won't be the only one not bringing those decks. Anything that's like small invitational type things where people are just being picked based on like who likes them, like tend to not be super competitive. That's fine. It'll still be fun. I'm gonna bring some fun decks that I'm looking forward to playing. There's more to playing card games than just trying your hardest to win. Yeah, there's a $3,000 prize pool for the 16 competitors, but it's also relatively flat. Like, I think first place is like 800 bucks, but everybody playing in the tournament gets some amount of pricing. It's unfortunate that they had Space Stone into Infinite. I was hoping our, 14 Power Hawk would be able to win middle here, but we're probably just dead now. That's a Killmonger. Can that win us the game? This means we're only tied on the right. They do have Lockjaw here, so like the hope is like we gamble into 8 winning here. We did just put 3 rocks into their deck. Alright, yellow. Alright, so it's gonna come down to a breaker here, because we're gonna be tied on the right. I think we're good, right? Yeah, because we're up by 7 on the left. Close game. Skillmonger takes one off at Thanos for us. By the single point. The tiebreaker in Marvel Snap is total power. So we're up by 7, they're up by 6, so we win the breaker by 1. I would be surprised if spectator mode is high on their list of features. And honestly, if I were to write a list of desired features out of Marvel Snap, I don't know that I would put spectator super high up on it. And I almost left, Brian, but we put the 3 rocks in your deck, so we were hopeful. Sometimes lucky. Do they work on draft? Draft was not on their last roadmap that they posted. It was on their things we're thinking about. But not this is coming soon type feature. Draft refers to a format where you pick your cards for your deck out of booster packs or random selections, and then you play games with them. I think Hawk can solo Kiln, famous last words. I'm gonna rock slide left, and then we'll Hawk the Kiln on 4, I think. We'll put Korg in there with him for good measure. Damn it, I was late. So this is Galactus Thanos, I'd assume. So I'm gonna Polaris the Carnage to the left to play around Galactus here. There's been a few Galactus Thanos lists going around that it feels like Electro is extra indicative of that could be what they're doing. The Good Man Word, thank you for the quarter of a year. Welcome back. Yeah, you could play Galactus mid, it is what it is. I think we do this, so that way if they play only one thing, Titania ends up back on our side. If they play no things, we're winning anyways. If they play 2 things, we keep it here. We're adding 12 here in the middle. Enchantress is going to wipe off Lizard's negative effect, so he's not going to be able to get reduced. So we're going to have 17 here. Leaving, sure.
Victory.
I mean, to set a low bar, Nimrod will make Galactus on 6 less bad than it was before. I don't know that it'll necessarily make it good, but it'll make it less bad. Shuri Nimrod Galactus is maybe a real a real 1, 2, 3. Or 4, 5, 6, I guess I should say. Strip leg Cabo Will. Thank you for the third of a year, by the way. Man Eater with the quarter of a year as well. And Night Radiant, thank you. Glad you enjoy the snap stuff. All right, Daredevil. Mr. Fisk would like to have a word with you. Step into his office for a second here. This is relatively flavorful here. Although I don't know how I feel about Polaris being involved with Daredevil dying, but other than that, Fisk stopping Daredevil seems like something we'd be into. Poor Mr. Murdoch. We could get like Spider-Man tier. Should be said.
Clear for takeoff.
Good old Rock. Nothing beats Rock. This is not great for us. I guess we're hoping to draw Darkhawk will be 8 power. If we draw Hawk next turn, we go up to like 14 on the right and 13 on the left is maybe good enough. Yeah, obviously losing middle. They just got a hood for their hand is scary. We are dead to Arrow, right? We unfortunately have priority. Yeah, we'll go fish for 2 cubes. This is probably a retreat angle if we're playing in a tournament or for keeps here, but we'll see how it plays. I don't really know what their deck is doing. Harry's playing a brew. I don't know exactly what his output range is in terms of what we need to be playing around here. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave anyways, I think, because we just lose to Demon plus anything reasonable here. Since we're hard locked in the middle.
I am Ego, and this is my domain.
Harry and I have our own private battle mode this morning. My kingdom for slightly better Marvel stat matchmaking. Good job, Ego. Appreciate you. Oh God, Ego and Titania. Okay. Welcome to Tanya's chat. Okay. Ego has won a location. Ego has won a location. Let Ego cook. So, we can't beat Harry this morning. However, Ego playing both decks seems to allow us to beat Harry today. We were due. Maybe we'll see. So Ego gets to see what cards we're playing before it plays its cards on the other side of the board. It's zeroed Green Goblin. Oh, oh, poor Harry. And it carnaged the Apocalypse. What a rigged game. That $100 bill I send to Broad every month is well spent. Well spent $100 bill shipped to Benjamin Broad every single month. I mean, the Bass Beast deck is very different, Substantial. The Bass Beast deck is like a linear put points into play deck with a little bit of disruptive elements that are proactive. This is a reactive disruptive deck. I like that the other deck. This one is also seems reasonable. And that's our first day playing this one too, though. This deck is worse versus Leech is definitely true. They're not Thanos, different Sunspot deck. Oh, they were snapping because of the Electro in the Murder World. So our armor here is just like toot toot, you lose. Well, I get to still play a game, but it's a solid one for us for sure. Killmonger isn't likely to kill anything else out of their deck, so I'm just gonna go ahead and play it now. We could get Galactus here. It's probably not a coincidence that almost every off-meta deck that seems to work features Darkhawk. Yeah, Darkhawk's one of the few cards I rated in the "this is kind of okay" rankings on my YouTube video today, because most brews that are successful are just dead because they have Galactus. I don't want to play Korg into the Necrotia. Would Titania flip before Galactus triggers? No, Titania jumps across the board after all of the on-reveal effects have resolved and the card's fully in play. Alright, Alice, getting a weird bug where the game is stuck on reconnecting the final turn. Yeah. It happens sporadically. And not just on the final turn either, just like randomly disconnects or some kind of connection sync issue this patch. Huh. They Mr. Negative this turn? No, I think they're just Mr. Negative and they wanted to play the Mystique on curve for tempo purposes. Us having priority going into the last turn is not great. Gross. I think it's better to buy Thanos or Galactus. Checked out the pin message for my Series 4 and 5 tier list I was updating today. They still have 4 cards in their deck. Did their Jade even draw anything? Oh, we put 3 rocks in their deck too. That's super true. But their Jade could have drawn the rocks, right? Because the rocks are zeros when they negative. There are two rocks in their deck. God, I'm talking myself into staying. You should Shang the Thor. Yeah, it's probably the case. I think I'm gonna pay him out, Chip. When everything goes according to plan and you still lose. Yeah, the J negative deck is something. The Punisher from the hub was huge. I mean, if I hadn't had the Punisher, I would have played the Enchantress here, right? And we would have been down 2, but we still would have won. Well, no, not even necessarily that the Iron Man was in their hand, but remember, Jane only draws you up to 7, and she could draw them the rocks that they Mr. Negatived. I know it's scary to say there. Jane negative decks are really strong. All right, hold on. Let's see if I have a data point to reference here. As someone who's probably played more Mr. Negative than most people in chat, Jane negative is it's not particularly great in my experience. No, there's no sample sizes up here. Putting Jane Foster in Mr. Negative hurts the best thing about Mr. Negative as an archetype, which is your opponent doesn't know whether or not they should stay. That last game, there was some amount of uncertainty because I explicitly put rocks in their deck. But on average, you could sit there and count and know how many zero-cost buffed up cards they had drawn and know if you need to be leaving, which is most likely yes. Then there's also the fact that, like, sometimes Jane is in your deck when you play Mr. Negative, and then you draw a literally unplayable 8 energy, 5 power thing, and it also sucks for that reason too. No, Mr. Negative can make things cost more than 6. It works different than the peak does. I assume they elected to make the peak more forgiving than Mr. Negative because you choose to put Mr. Negative in your deck. You don't choose to get peaked. Would be my assumption. Expansion created Negative as a choice. Yeah, but that's a pretty big edge case. Or a pretty small edge case, I should say.
Victory.
This is a peak Twitter interaction. No, I had enough people link me a thing I actually posted on Twitter for the first time in 2 months silence. Someone asked someone that was shitting on me, can you elaborate your problems with Jeff Hoagland? And they said, I can't know, but enough others have problems that I co-sign. It's just like what a just oh god, the bird sight. Just holy shit, what a take. Nice snaps. This is probably Mr. Negative again, right? We're getting turn 3 negative. Let's rock their world. I want to Korg this turn to give myself the best chance to brick their draw next turn. And then I have to decide, do I want to show them that I have Hawk and more importantly, commit Hawk to a specific location? It could be right to just like Korg Zabu here and then I get to like Hawk Shang or Hawk Enchantress if I draw it next turn. B-Knight, thanks for the sub gifts, appreciate it. Storm plus Jones no longer cuts it. So, Storm is explicitly bad against the common metagame decks right now. Well, common metagame. Storm is explicitly bad against, Storm is explicitly bad against exactly Thanos because of the flippin' Space Stone and how it works. I love Storm, and I love these mid-rangey decks playing Storm, but yeah, she's unplayable right now in my opinion because of both Space and Reality Stone too. Hey, congrats on Infinite B-Knight. Alright, do we want to hide? Do we want to wait on this Enchantress is the question. Because they could do something else that I want to get rid of that's not Blue Marvel. Yeah, let's do this so that I can Hawk Enchantress Titania the last turn. The Hawk's still going to be 8. What are your thoughts on why you choose Polaris over Max? In general, I prefer Polaris to Max because you could play Max on curve. Or sorry, Polaris on curve. Meaning that, like, you don't have to worry about playing her on 3. We faced much less Thanos today. No, we played Thanos like 4 or 5 games in a row earlier. Thanos is only like 30 to 40% of our matches. So it's not over half at this point. Yeah, you also can't play Maximus with Darkhawk, is very accurate. And even without Darkhawk, I prefer Polaris in the style of Sarah decks. Oh, shit. Enchantress, I choose you. Enchantress. Oof. Oof.
Victory.
Listen, chat. Tony. Yeah, I for a long time, I called out Polaris as a pretty underrated card in Marvel Snap, but I think she started to get appropriate amounts of play as the format's matured, so I don't know that I'd call her underrated anymore. But she's just very powerful. 5 stats is also like a good stat line for a 3 energy play. Well, rewarded for playing there early, I suppose. Yes, in the past, Therish, the cards have released in the order they were shown in the video, so I would expect Kitty Pryde to be the first weekly release. Is my expectation. I hope that lizard's enough here. And congrats on getting all your Series 3 card kits, Welcome to the end game. Okay, Monster Isle is decent for our Shang-Chi deck. Space Throne's not amazing for us, unless they play something else we can Polaris into it. Not having any of our 1s or 2s here is also not great, though. Well... This is certainly a set of locations. I think I'm actually just playing Hawk here and then playing Sarah here. We'll see though. Could just be getting Galactus and leaving.
Kneel before Galactus.
That's fun. Interesting, interactive.
Escaped.
Busy Dragon! Thank you for the 60 months. I appreciate the 5 years. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. And Nightblade, thanks for the third of a year. Good morning, good morning. We have Shang. Yeah, but they're gonna have, we're gonna have priority. Well then. Could you play something like Professor X to counter Galactus? Yeah, so in my experience playing in this format so far, you're better off just ignoring the fact that Galactus exists and then just getting stuffed by it when you get stuffed by it. If you really want to beat Galactus, the answer is put Leech in your deck and probably play Thanos. Thanos has a decent Galactus matchup on average. That being said, this is probably another Galactus deck, huh? Oh, it's the same player. Okay.
Kneel before Galactus.
Well, rather than hanging out into the repair, into the emoted Galactus player, I'm gonna hit a 30-second ad break just to, like, wait for the queue to clear since Marvel Snap has ship matchmaking in addition to ship balance right now, so we'll see you in 30 seconds. I'm just gonna vibe for a second so this person can play someone else so we don't queue into them for a third time. When doing nothing middle be better than Shang-Chi. Yeah, and then we still lose to other collections of things like Cosmo or other stuff that they could be doing. They could just play like Shang-Chi plus Death, and then we still lose. We lose to Galactus plus their Shang-Chi. Like, you're right. You could always play around one specific thing, but like their output range is a big wide variety of things. Chat, the tournament thing I'm playing in this weekend isn't some big crazy competitive thing. I'm not registering Thanos. I'm probably not registering Shuri. I'm gonna bring 24 cards that I enjoy playing, and I'm gonna do the casual thing we do here every day on stream and try and have fun while I play my games. Dystopian, thank you for the quarter of a year. So like, if we do well, great. If we don't do well, whatever. Bring MODOK. You know, After this match, we're gonna switch to the MODOK deck with Kang. I wanna try MODOK with Kang. It's actually been on my to-do list. Because Kang helps you know when they're gonna hurt your Wong. Matt PST, thank you for the over 2 years. And Sharon, thank you for the brand new Prime. So I think that could be okay. We'll see though. Hey, Solito, thank you for the over half a year. Welcome back. Rude.
Clear for takeoff.
Yeah, what's his name has made comments a couple of times that there will be card acquisitions changes coming in the next patch or two, working to address people who aren't Series 3 having access to Series 5 cards sooner. I'm curious to see what they come up with. Second Dinner has been very radio silent about the state of the current metagame. Oh, you know what? I should have saved the Enchantress for the Luke Cage, right? Mystique fit in here alongside Darkhawk. I'm really not a huge fan of only having one good thing for Mystique to copy.
Victory.
Oh, the token bundle was them increasing card accessibility. And the token bundles are just like a stopgap. They're going to be changing some things kind of core to the economy, is my understanding. Yeah, copying Zabu's like, okay. This deck's probably just a beam, but we'll see. I also need 5 more Helicarry boosters to split this, so we got that working for us too. Working towards it. Oof. Glenn from Second Dinner mentioned that Thanos and Leech were on the watch list. They did mention watch list changes, that's true. That is accurate. Hey, Storm. I think a turn 6 Galactus deck is probably possible with the addition of Nimrod. But we'll have to wait and see.
Opponent snapped.
Go either way on this. I think I'm gonna stay. For the sake of seeing what we do. Their speed at which they balance should also be on the watch list. LOL. That was not the MODOK I wanted for Christmas, chat. No chance this wins the game, right? YOLO. I think that does it. Yeah, we're winning mid, and we should win, right? Yeah, we're good to go here. You must sneak into the vats, you get a copy with the ongoing she copied. Yes, cloning vats gives you a copy of the card after everything else has been applied. With a classic -4 lane win, yep. Yeah, that's why I'm here, Dirty Moose. We whip out Shuri or Thanos on occasion, but if you're new to the channel, usually I change decks every hour or so. So we don't stick on things for too long. What deck do I like playing off-stream? The Beast Bounce deck is the deck I play the most off-stream these days. Do I snap this? I might snap this. No, the Hawk version. Unfortunately, I don't think the Human Torch build is very competitive. The Hawk build's like as close to reasonable as you can get in this format. I am definitely playing the Hawk deck. I am definitely playing the Hawk deck at the tournament this weekend. Gotta figure out what my second deck is. Need a second brew. I don't have Morbius here is the problem. Snapped, Sedge. I'm kegging just to see what they do here, because after we keg, I'm gonna Mystique the Wong and then Colleen is my plan. Doesn't Mystique fail because you played Kang? No, Kang resets the timeline, friends. Kang, it's like Kang never existed yet. Come get my money. For someone who snapped, they sure don't seem very confident of their line, chat. Thanks for the 8 cubes.
Victory.
Even got Cosmoed? Decisions were made. There were choices that were made in that moment. I just don't like playing District X games when I'm looking to test the deck, so we'll give one of those 8 cubes back to the ladder. There's another Bass deck other than negative. Yeah, the Hawk Bounce deck that we played a little bit of. You can find it in my decks thing here. Is a Bass deck. We'll play some more of that today too, for sure. One thing that's sweet is they've confirmed with Kitty Pryde that you'll be able to pull Kitty Pryde back to hand and replay her in the same turn. Meaning if you have Kitty Pryde on 1, you'll be able to spend 6 energy over the course of the game to make her 10 power. Which seems pretty great. I'll zap them here, hand's pretty good. She's gonna bounce like crazy before she gets killmongered, yeah. Well, I mean, depending on how priority goes, you could manipulate her around Killmonger in certain spots, right? I wouldn't have been able to resist the keg there. That's fair. And 3 or 4 here probably to snipe the Cosmo. I believe, Gambit. I believe. Ooh, 1 in 5. Yikes. Oh, no. Gambit, I choose you. All right, well, he hit the second best target at least. Gambit hates dogs confirmed. LOL. Find out if they are Arrow plus She-Hulk or She-Hulk plus Taskmaster. Hey, Blue Morpho, thanks for the quarter veer. It's been, there's been a lot of Thanos, but we've had some other things too. Fan Killers, appreciate the quarter veer as well. Corleo Storm. The Keg Bugs are here, maybe. So I just need to beat 10 power on one of these sides, right? Basically the TLDR. Oh, I guess this doesn't work though, right? Ends up being a coin flip. Yeah. If I... Yeah, there's no deterministic way to beat these two, right? If I would have put Helicarrier here and these two here and here, I'd have lost to here and here. So we end up flipping against the Taskmaster here. What was the deck before King? I was playing Agent Coulson in that slot. One of the things that really hammered home on my King Galactus YouTube video is the number of comments from people on the YouTube side that were like, you didn't even show Kang in the video, when the first two games I highlighted were people retreating to my Kang snaps. It was just like, folks just really don't get how much retreating there is in the game, right? And that's the biggest, some of the biggest equity Kang gives you is pushing people into retreats. What do you consider as the top tier Galactus deck? The Galactus King build that we played earlier this week, I think, is one of the better builds. That was yesterday's highlight or the day before, I think. YouTube is filled with bad players. Most of us are bad players. You gotta remember, you gotta think about how bad the average player is, then remember that half of them are worse than that, right? Ooh, Lady Sif is gassier. Cosnode, so this is 8, and then it's 12, so 20, and then 4 more, rating 24 here. 24 here only puts us to 25, unfortunately. We're beating Red Skull, we're tying Taskmaster, and we're beating Taskmaster on the left with the Breaker, right? Right, I think we stay. We beat that, right? That was the last time we played this too. I was surprised how many times like our Wong got Cosmoed and then we like went on to win the game. And then as if on cue, someone else asked, can you replace Helicarrier with something else? You really can't. Helicarrier, Apocalypse, and Swarm are the only 3 cards in Marvel Snap that power up Morbius and Collector. Alright, so we want, like, Lady Sif is our best hit here. Keg is the second best, which will give us a re-hit at Lady Sif. Swarm is sad, but not the end of the world. Getting their Cosmo out of their hand is big game here. Running hot, chat. Running hot. Not quite beating 30 power Red Skull hot though, right? Let's find out what they're doing with Shuri, and we'll snap them to potentially push them out here. It is Red Skull. Unfortunately, our 20 power Apocalypse just doesn't keep up here, right? It'll only be 25, 27. I think your position here is really weird, Charizard. There are bad players, but they're also inexperienced players. They are not the same. I disagree. Inexperienced players are bad. They can get better, and they can grow, and they can learn if they want to, and they can improve. But, like, saying that someone is bad at a game because they're inexperienced isn't mean. It's just correct. And I really despise the... if you have to, I have to sugarcoat fucking everything because someone gets upset or offended because I said they're bad at a game. Like, it's okay to be bad at games, chat. Like, being bad at something is the first step towards being good at it. You gotta put in the work and you gotta practice. And yeah, there's some people who have played games for a long time and are still bad at them because they never cared to put in the work to get better. Lead Fan, thank you for the 2 months. Welcome back. And Camel Coat, thank you for the brand new Prime. Like, inexperienced, generally speaking, I agree, is a subcategory of bad. How do you advise improving? What steps would you take? My number one piece of advice for people that want to get better at games like Marvel Snap is if you don't have a background in statistics and you want to do some formal education stuff, taking a introductory statistics class will make you significantly better at games like Marvel Snap. Statistics is a concept that's incredibly unintuitive for most people, and taking some formal training in the form of a class in the topic will go a long way towards making you better.
Victory.
Yes, statistics is a good life skill in general. I really wish they would require stats as a high school class in the United States. It's such a useful topic to have a good grasp on. In terms of snap specific skills, learning how to snap and when to retreat's a big thing to get better at game specific things for Marvel Snap. As a general games type skill, one of the big things you want to take away from a game is just because you won the game doesn't mean you played that game well or correctly. Reflecting not only on your losses, but also on your wins, and if you made the right decision at the right time is a good way to get better at games. Yeah, if you really want some stuff, I agree with the poker theory comment. A lot of understanding snapping overlapped with heads-up poker theory. I played a lot of cash poker during undergrad and grad school. Snapping is a very complex and deep topic. Marvel Snap is really fun, doo-dah, doo-dah. All my cards have no text, oh the doo-dah day. Marvel Snap is fun, my cards have no text. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. WLP, thank you for the prime, appreciate it. In my tier list that I posted this morning, a significant number of cards that are in the bad in this metagame category are in the bad in this metagame category because they're fucking atrocious against Leech, and Leech is played in the best deck in the format. Card strangles so much out of the format in terms of competitive diversity and creative deck building. Honestly, and I talked about this in the video too, Sabadella, I think if we go another month without balance changes, we're gonna get down to a point where where Thanos is the only competitive deck in the format and Shuri is gonna get pushed out. Clearly, the balance we need is to buff Shuri. Ooh, that's a great drop. Can I step them? I think I'm gonna step them. I think if they go another month without balance changes, they're going to lose a chunk of their player base. Yeah, I think that's accurate. I think that's an accurate take. I'm going to play Kang simply because I want Gambit to be guaranteed to discard one of these 3 cards. Something that's a little concerning to me is that one of the people in our subs Discord server posted a really polite and well-worded message in the official Snap Discord server asking, like, is the second dinner team aware of the community's feelings around the current metagame? And one of the moderators on their official Discord server closed the thread and hit it without a response. Which is, yeah. And I don't know if that was like I think some of the moderators there are volunteers. I don't think all the moderators are second dinner staff. So I don't want to necessarily say that like, hey, this is indicative of like their opinion on things, but none of the mods are second dinner staff. Okay, yeah, that was my yeah, we're good here. Need a Mr. Modoc, and he's one of our last two.
Escaped.
All right, chat. Looks like it's time for our ad roll. Non-subs, I'll see you in 2 minutes. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Chat, I did something dangerous yesterday while I was at the store. I walked through the bakery aisle, and there was a container of Klatchkis, which are one of my favorite kind of cookies. So we bought them, and now the container of Klatchkis is almost gone this morning. Fringe Devil, thank you for the 21 months. Welcome back. Solito7, thank you for the 7. I'm not allowed to go to the bakery section. Yeah, I probably shouldn't. Comfort food for all the leeches. Yep, mood. How do you spell that? K-O-L-A-C-K-Y. I believe they're a Polish cookie. Someone correct me on that. Klatchkis are Polish cookies, right? Originally? One of my aunts always used to make them for the holidays growing up. We should just eat a Klatchki every time we get leeched. Are you trying to kill me? Where was Christy to stop me? It was my turn to go shopping. It was just Haley and I walking through the store, and the toddler was egging me on to buy lots of sugar, believe it or not. You're literally killing me, second dinner. You're literally killing me.
Escaped.
Going on, Scholar? Thanks for the 4 years. Good to have you around here still. for everything you've done over the years. Chat, if you ever queue into me, don't feel obligated to apologize for leeching me. It's not your job as the player to make the format fun for your opponents. It's not your fault that Leech sucks shit. It's Second Dinner's fault for allowing Leech to continue to suck shit for many months. Just ganging their Leech do here, right? Doesn't really change anything. I mean, if we peel Mo Dockerson here, or we could also get Reality Stoned off of the Limbo, and they could take 4 extra cubes from us that way. That could also be an option. That was a gameplay experience. Deck lists for the tournament are due tonight, and then the bracket should be announced this afternoon, I believe. And then the 16 players are playing our matches over the course of the weekend. But I don't know when their production's actually going to be done, because we're like playing the matches. It's weird. There's no live stream. So we're like playing our matches.
Opponent snapped.
It's pseudo open deck lists. So for the first round of the upper bracket and the first round of the lower bracket, deck lists are open or closed, and then they're open for the rest of it. Jack of Life, thank you for the 2 years. The first time I subbed to you was when this was a moto stream. Happy 2 years. I'm not consistent. Good to have you here off and on. Do I want to discard Apocalypse and Helicarrier a bunch, or do I want to Colleen Wing? I think I want to see what I get off of here. Colleen is better into Leech. That's not really true, right? Because they have priority. Gosh, it's such a shame we don't have a collector out. I was gonna make our Morbius big and give them 2 cubes. I actually don't want to play this into here, because if it looks like they could be a Killmonger deck, narrator, they were never a Killmonger deck, always Thanos. We dodged some rocks here at least, though. So we got that going for us.
Breaking news.
Well, that's useful. Our sunspot. Ugh. Get!
Oh, snap.
You got your best card, you got a card that has no text. I mean, it's gonna have 1 point of power eventually, right? This is why we kanged this turn, so we could know if we were getting leeched and whether or not I should. The keg lets me know I should just play my cards out this turn. Oh, God. Oh, they really speed ran taking their game and throwing it in a garbage can, chat. World where this loses to a soak, but it also beats them playing cards. I think they're likely to play cards here. If they don't play cards, they lose to me playing anything on the left. We play a meme deck with the goal of extending the game without intentionally making it infinite and prison locking them. She's like Daredevil, Magic, Kang. Are those the three? Yes, Juggernaut. If you ask me to pick a currently most underrated card in Marvel Snap, it's Juggernaut. Hood? Don't mind if it does. This over here for now. Soak up some sun. Yeah, looks like Cerebro 2 here. Moon Girl's our best draw. Another rock. Yep. Well. Let's say they have their best possibles and they go Cerebro Mystique. That would give them 18 over here, or 24. And if I Polaris one of these into here, we win here and here. And we're likely to grab one of these. Polaris grabs at random. Oh god. Might be dead, fam. Woo, they didn't have both of them. God bless. You know what? I probably was supposed to play She-Hulk here, actually, right? To play around them filling, because if they had Cerebro Mystique, they would have only been 12 here, and then She-Hulk would have gotten us, right? All right, the people running this tournament, 983 Media posted a bracket. So you can see all the people that are playing. We've got a sweet mix of people that do regular snap content and some other people from other card games. So like there's me, Cozy, KM Best, Specimen, but then Frodan and Kibler are playing. Freddy Babes and Walkwai, Blevins, Raven, Dara, Dexter, Casanova, Fino, Amaz, and Thea. So, does the teaser have the actual information in it? Let me see. They did a little intro trailer too. I seem to have some good production people.
What if we took 16 of the world's best card game players and put them head to head in Marvel Snap? 16 top players and content creators from around the CCG community collide for the Infinity Gauntlet. Join Nathan Zamora, Ailey Loney, and Mitch Leslie March 10th on YouTube for a Friday night extravaganza premiere.
All right, so Friday night, March 10th. That was the last piece of information I didn't have. So you'll be able to watch. You'll be able to watch Friday night. We're playing. The games are being played out over this weekend, and then they're doing post-production and editing and stuff. I'm interested to see what the production quality ends up looking like since they're doing post-editing on it. Yeah. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not taking it super seriously. I think this is actually one of the decks we're gonna bring. The format is double elimination, where you have to have one deck for the top bracket and then a different deck for the bottom bracket. Yes, well, they'll have cameras of the players. We all have to record our games and our webcam while we're playing. Or put Hood in the middle and put Sunspot under the armor. The players be in a call with each other. No. The fact that we had two cards add extra things to our hand here was real awkward. Because I wanted to be able to copy the demon. I guess if I draw next turn in Moon Girl, I'll copy Kang and demon, which is good enough, I guess. But he's have to play Scarlet Witch out here.
Wind, aid my hand.
Well, shit. I think we're dead. I want to bounce. They have the Storm variant I want, chat. Storm has so many good variants, but I think this is the best one in the game. Looks sick with the gold background and blue crackle too. Crokies doesn't play anything other than Magic to my knowledge. All of the other people that aren't like super regular Snap content creators like Kibler and Frodan and folks, like they're people that play Snap off stream. So I could jug the Adam Warlock, but Adam Warlock is also indicative of them perhaps being Galactus, in which case I want my Juggernaut for interaction later. Although I guess if I jug here, I can goose whichever other path I don't hit their thing into. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna, because we have the goose, I'm gonna jug here and snap them. No, this isn't like an official second dinner tournament. It's a third-party thing, and everybody's playing with their own accounts that they have. Okay, confirmed Galactus. Second Dinner has formally said that Leech is on their watch list. That's all we've got. Tank, tank, tank. Play a card that resets the turn. For the love of God, give me the sweet release of death. For, like, what were we taking forever to do? Why were we waiting? What? Like, what? God! What is happening? Oh, this could be an Isle of Silence. Sad. Yes, we do have confirmations that changes in card acquisition are coming. Which is good to hear. Moon Girl would be our best possible draw next turn. Let us copy Demon, Jug, and She-Hulk would be excellent. Never seen Thanos before? Yeah, I think one of the things Second Dinner really did well is that the big bads feel really special and unique because they're not commonly played. So it feels like a really novel experience when you run up against them. Snap into Keg here. And dripping sarcasm aside here, I actually think one of the things that's kind of awkward about Second Dinner's economic model currently is the fact that they've made these Series 5 cards be permanently Series 5 will actually serve to make them more common over time because they become the strictly optimal thing to spend all your resources on. It's like, well, if these things are always going to be Series 5, you should prioritize buying them. Yes, most people are saving 6K tokens only to buy those, is a accurate take.
Opponent snapped.
Go right! Go right! That's a dub, right? That's a dub? Got him.
Victory.
I think it would just delay the same behavior, Doombugger. As a low-spending player, I never intend to buy any S5 cards unless they're big bads or warping the meta so much I have to play them. Yeah. Yep. That's the optimal way to approach the Marvel Snap economy. Winning a coin flip, my Jeff Hoagland, sometimes lucky. Sometimes lucky. Ooh. I might split this one. I think I like my blueprint. I've skipped getting this one in the shop. It's a good variant, like really sweet one. But I like my blueprint one better. But I might split this one at some point and put it in some of my Quinjet decks. That's a good sweet season pass one. I'm not sad to have that one. Any idea how they could make that less the case acquiring the big bads? I don't know. I honestly don't have an idea how they could fix that system while leaving them perpetually Series 5. I don't. I'm just observing a problem. I don't have a good solution. Is that a streamer perk where you can yell at the card to get it to go where you want? I wish. Alright, step into my office, Lizard. We have something to talk about. Is there an order to the Season Pass caches, like an order that exists to the reserves? No, the Season Pass caches have no set groups or pity timers or anything. They're purely 100% random. One of the things I hate about being critical in online spaces of like something like the economy in Marvel Snap or something that you don't like in a game is people will often be like, well, if you don't like it, you shouldn't criticize it without giving them a suggestion on how to change it. And it's like, get the fuck out of here. I'm the consumer. I don't work for the video game company making the thing that I'm critical of. I'm not on their payroll. It's not my job to fix a problem of something that I'm not happy with. Oh, yeah, Titania locking them on the right side would have been good. We were talking and clicking. It's a dangerous combo. I'm planning a long stream on Tuesday for the new season. Well, that's Monday technically, but yeah, we'll be live. We're going to do the 10+ hour thing on Monday. We only didn't do that for this past season because second dinner matchmaking cut out halfway. Kang to see how we'll lose. Yep. Yeah, actually, we actually can't beat a Captain Marvel. Curse people putting good cards in their deck. Captain Marvel lets Shuri beat things like Juggernaut and Arrow and Goose, so we just gotta go. Yes, Captain Marvel gives Shuri a lot of... I'm very confident the best Shuri list involves Captain Marvel. If I do this, I could Moon Girl next turn and copy Quinjet She-Hulk Demon. I also wait a turn. There's not a huge rush. I was gonna Quinjet the middle. A streamer said Marvel is just a worse Vision. Well, that streamer has a very narrow and incorrect and short-sighted opinion on the card. The big thing that Captain Marvel does in the Shuri deck especially that Vision does not is you can play your 12-power Captain Marvel behind a copy of Cosmo or behind a copy of Cosmo or behind a copy of what's the card's name I'm searching for? Behind a copy of Cosmo or behind a copy of Armor. And then it can move after the game to another spot and win you the game. So it's again, just another, yes, and she can't be arrowed. So she's better against arrow and she's better against their interaction. So in the current Shuri deck, I think it's much better. I'm actually gonna Kang here and snap because I don't want to overfill my hand. And I would kind of like 2 copies of Goose to Goose Mojo World and Grand Central here. Yeah, not even talking about cube equity. It's just purely talking about how Captain Marvel functions in the context of the Shuri decks that exist right now. She has a number of things that allow her to function in a way that is much better than Vision. Yes, Marvel is a really good turn 6 play. Is also another thing that separates Vision from Marvel. I should have snapped them before the gooses flipped up. I should have snapped before these happened. Excuse me? Cometh at me. They're kegging. Yeah, they could be kegging on the altar. I would just do this, right? And we keep their armor or whatever out of the altar. Or their arrow. No, I'm not jugging right. I think we jug the altar. And then we win the tiebreaker with Mojo World. I bet this is armor plus a card. My brain is fucking huge, chat!
Victory.
That's so good. Juggernaut is such a good Marvel Snap card, chat. Just such a deliciously good disruptive card. Yeah, I mean, even without Mojo World, we won the tiebreaker here, right? Like, we're up 15, they're up 9. I mean, like, that was a game, I guess Arrow maybe could have won. No, I would have had to Arrow the Mojo World that maybe we lose. I forgot to yell. Would you say that Goose is underrated? So, I think Goose is pretty appropriately rated. I think Goose is good against Shuri, but it's pretty middling against Thanos because of the Space Stone. I really cannot overstate how important Space Stone is for the absolute incredible domination that Thanos enjoys in Marvel Snap. Like, so much of the Thanos decks, you can't play around this. They're any way I write down to attack the Thanos deck gets fucked up by Space Stone or Leech. Those two cards just cover every angle.
Opponent snapped.
Okay, but like, what if I didn't let the fear into my dojo? Leroy Jenkins! Woohoo! Oh, shit! Come on, Viper, hit it! Hit it! Oh, baby! Oh, baby! That's the good stuff right there, chat. You can't. Fear is a mind killer, and you can't let it in. What is Space Stone and Doctor Strange's ability? Yeah, I think they should rework Space Stone, not to be Doctor Strange, but to be like a one-move cloak. I think the Space Stone should say, on your next turn, you can move one card to its location, as opposed to one card away from it. It would mean that you can't Space Stone into the Lockjaw path and then move the Lockjaw or one of the things you flip out. I think it would solve a lot of the issues. Just lost to turn 6 Lockjaw Thanos because Reality Stone gave them a monster with Monster Island. RIP. Yes, it would also make it so Space Stone can't move cards into unplayable locations, which would mean Spider-Man and Storm could be meaningful disruption against the Thanos deck. Yeah, I love Storm, but she's solidly an awkward metagame choice. Get back here. Yeah. Yes, yeah, it would make Goose a better card against Thanos as well. Is an accurate statement.
Victory.
I think you could also go after the way Quinjet interacts with stones, but it wouldn't be the first thing I would try. I would like to see Space Stone changed and Leech changed before you adjust Quinjet. I don't know. I think Quinjet's probably fine if this gives you less flexibility and Leech doesn't turn off all your counterplay cards. Like, I can't tell you how much more often I would be beating Thanos if my cards just had text on turn 6. Like, a lot of the Thanos deck's power level is its ability to get into locked out locations and reuse Lockjaw with Space Stone, and the fact that most of your counterplay doesn't work. Without Viper in sight, we'll just play the Hood in a Murder World. Yeah, I think, like take this deck, for example, right? If you change Quinjet, so Quinjet can't make cards free, my demons can't be free anymore, and suddenly my deck here is worse because the Thanos deck was fucked up. Like that, those types of changes really suck. Like, don't splash damage my B tier deck that I enjoy playing when you could try other things first. Yeah, this split is great. Inked with Rainbow Crackle. They can make it so the stones start in the deck. Well, they have this really over-the-top animation that I think means they don't want to do something like that. Yeah, I agree, Mod. Important Kang interaction with Moon Girl. When you skip your draw at the start of your turn because your hand was full, you will get that draw when you Kang, because the only reason you missed that draw was your hand was full, and that's now no longer the case. What's the actual downside if Leech were removed from the game? They need to rebalance probably some other cards that Leech is like intended to balance, keep in check, but overall I think deleting Leech would be more good than bad. Ooh. That's a piece of candy. I'm gonna zap them again here. Our hand's real good. What cards do you think Leech was intended to keep in check? Things like Death, or maybe MODOK, stuff like that. She-Hulk, Galactus. Galactus has definitely kept in check by Leech. Part of the reason why Galactus is not top tier right now is because Leech is a top tier deck. Or Leech is contained in a top tier deck, I should say. think we're probably dead here. Ian's just a little awkward. Calm down, Goose.
Opponent snapped.
I don't know, Jace. Riveting King gameplay, yep. Speaking of riveting gameplay, oh, did the beep beep go over the thing? Oh, I'm sorry. I had my browser going out to you all from. I apologize for the loud beep. Normally only I hear that. I apologize. I had my browser audio shared to you all because of the tournament announcement. Normally I only have that on my side. That is to remind me that I need to make an ad roll. So this is plus 15 over here. That might be enough, especially if Danger Room cooperates. Yeah, so like, one of the reasons why I like this deck is this deck has the best win rate after I get leeched than any other deck I've played. Because while She-Hulk gets railed by leech, Demon and our other cards just have like a lot of stats. So apologies again for the alert. I just toggled my audio back so you won't hear them again the rest of the stream. I'm gonna hit my ad roll, non-subs. We'll see you in 2 minutes. She-Hulk gets railed by leech is a risky Google. That's true. I'm gonna play some Hawk Bounce when we come back. When I get some reps in with that, I'm gonna run to the restroom subs. I'll see you in a minute. Stand up, stretch the legs. Grab a drink of water. I'll send you the dry cleaning bill. I thought I had a fire alarm. Yep, rip. That's on me. I have to show chat behind the scenes. I have this mixer application that controls which feeds go to the stream and which feeds just end up in my headphones. So normally I have browser not going to the stream, so I pull up a YouTube video or something, or like my alert goes off. Y'all don't hear it, but I had this unmuted because we were watching the tournament video. Hey, thanks for the half a year, Ice. Welcome back. What program is that? That is Elgato's Wavelink software. Shang-Chi's not a terrible random to pick up. I think we go Bast, and then next turn we could go Hood Beastier. How am I doing? I'm doing all right, Canadian. Life is as good as you can ask for, I think, in 2023. Well, we're definitely playing Bishop first here. A little unfortunate that I can't Hood the Iceman back, along with or I can't Beast the Iceman and the Hood back at the same time. TJ Dowdy, thank you for the quarter of a year. And A-Ray, thank you for the 7 months. Opponent's leaving. They must have been a Galactus deck. Or they had something else to do, but based on what else is going on today, my money's on Galactus. Fun interaction with Bast in this deck. When you Bast, you set the power of Mysterio and all of its clones to 3. So it turns Mysterio into 9 stats effectively, like a mini Doctor Doom. Yeah, it takes a ton of fun, Div. It's a little bit awkward into exactly Space Stone, but otherwise very reasonable. I'm gonna play Darkhawk out on the left for if we get Galactus. Not that I think it matters. We're drawing Chavez next turn. So they could still be Galactus here?
Opponent snapped.
Galactus left ties, try and win the other lanes. Yeah, I mean, Mysterio beats Galactus left. I want to think about trying to beat Doctor Doom here, I think. This gives me the highest average power across the board. Just like a Kang. Yeah. Can Kang see which one is the real Mysterio? I don't believe so, but it also doesn't matter in this instance. No, they don't keep the Widows by Jet. Everything restarts. He definitely knows which Mysterio has 3 power. Lol. Yeah, and it looks like they are just Galactus. They were just taking their bluff snap. Okay. Kang knows, but he won't tell you. He's got other timelines to get off to. Can I do a demo of the bounce deck? It's what we're currently playing. Oh, I should have Quinjetted on 1. You're totally right. I need to see which cards are downgraded from pull 4 to pull 3. My tier list video posted today, that's currently pinned at the top of the chat, reviews which cards will be getting downgraded from series next month.
Clear for takeoff.
Rax turned into a Groot. He did turn into a Groot, didn't he?
Wakanda forever.
I don't even know if we're gonna win this game though, right? I guess we fill the right. This puts me to 10 here. Means I have to play here and fill here. Yeah, this is probably fine, especially for 1 cube. Please make it stop. Please make it stop. I don't even know if Kang is too good. It's just adding 45 seconds to almost every one of my games that's supposed to be 3 to 4 minutes is just such a tall ask. Like it's undoing one of the things that's supposed to be great about Snap. It's just like, it's tedious. Yeah, it's only going to get more common. To the people saying you're going to stay away from Infinite so you don't have to experience this, this is eventually going to be present at all other parts of the ladder as players start to grow their collections. Players who don't climb a lot will still eventually become collection complete. Yeah, well, so the people that are like, oh, I started seeing a lot of Thanos all of a sudden, it's because of the Token Tuesdays and the More Magic deal. Like, they gave everybody access to free, cheap tokens, basically, which propelled them towards whatever Thanos or Series 5 card they were saving for. And one of those other timeline kegs gets to go... One of those other timeline keg gets off to the one where Lee trails She-Hulk. Something like that. This is the full disruption here. Well, I'm trying to decide, do I want more demons or not? I probably don't need more demons because of the Space Throne.
Opponent snapped.
Oh, I want to snap back, but they're gonna Cosmo me. I want to be a joyless tryhard and spend my tokens on Thanos before King. Yes, definitely. 100%. Please grab Iceman. Damn it. If they would have grabbed Iceman, Falcon would have been able to pick it back up. Lost the coin flip there. So by basting after I Falcon, I turn my Demon and my Hood into 3 power things, which I think is a good exchange for us. Would I rather have 1 more point from Angela or Iceman giving +1? I think I'd rather have Iceman giving +1. And then I can Hawk here, and then next turn we Chavez middle. Or I could wait to commit this and see what they do. I think there's value to waiting to commit this. They're not a leech deck, famous last words. And this is one of those spots where it's a little bit difficult to know exactly if I'm supposed to leave or not, because we cut them off of a draw, and we put 3 rocks in their deck over the course of this game. So there's a chance they just don't have it here. It's so unfortunate that they won this coin flip, because if they hadn't won this coin flip, we'd be able to win here easily, and then we wouldn't be risking it for the biscuit. But I think there's a timeline where we win this game. We are unfortunately not living in it. With Angela drawn and Falcon in hand, I'm going to wait to play Hood until after I Angela, so that way I can play Angela out, or Hood out to the Angela path and then bounce it back to get her larger. What are your thoughts on Cable as an anti-Thanos card? I mean, that stops Thanos from drawing a card later, but that's not really why Thanos is problematic. It doesn't really solve the actual issue. Am I doing this now? I think I'm doing this now.
I am Ego, and this is my domain.
Two egos in a 3-hour stream is real high. Someone asked, why do you have your rainbow backgrounds and gold borders? Because I like the look of it. I really like my gold backgrounds and gold borders, and I wanted my other cards to have similar borders, so they look similar. Chat, I like to give props where props is due. And earlier this stream, I had someone DM me here on Twitch with some shitty messages attacking specifically my wife, and I blocked and reported them, and Twitch just sent me a message letting me know that they'd already taken action and banned the account. That's fucking quick. Why would someone do that? Because having a difference of opinions about a video game is paramount to being a bad person in other aspects in life, if you ask some people. Which is ridiculous, but it's the sheltered lives that some people lead. Yes, I regularly get comments degrading both my wife and my children and myself, and occasionally threats of violence. People fucking suck, chat.
Opponent snapped.
Okay. Can Iceman target the same card twice? It can, yes, so long as it's not already 6 cost. Ha! Do I want 3 power Mysterios or a 6? I think we're playing this out, and then we're like basting these. And I'm gonna Korg to try and brick a draw next turn 2 on them. And that leaves me 1 spot here, here, and here, and then I have Hawk and 2 Raptors left over. You know what? They're probably likely to play their first Shuried thing out on the left. I'm probably supposed to play the big Mysterio left here. So I'm +4 on the right, meaning I'm 11 there. So this puts me to 14 over here. Go up to 15 in the middle. Yeah, I'm tying Carol in the Savage Lands. Think I stay. Yeah, we're good here, right?
Higher, further, faster, baby.
Yeah. Oh, we're 18, but yeah, I forgot about the Raptor mid. Good call, good call. This is one of my favorite splits of part. So, chat, I'm very biased towards this deck. Because this deck gets to play my 2 favorite card splits that I own. I'm gonna show them off here real quick. We just got one the other day. Whenever people see me play this deck, they talk about wanting to pick it up. My number one thing, if you're gonna try and play this Beast Bounce deck, is that you need to be willing to lose a lot while you learn how to play it, because it's a very high skill cap deck. And if you want to say, Jeff, well, how much have you played this deck? I have a gray Kirby Crackle Beast. That's how much I've played this deck. So we haven't played it a ton on stream and like super recently, because before I found the Darkhawk build, it struggled a little bit, but I played this deck a lot during the closed beta. Unfortunately, I would not recommend playing this deck without Bast and Hawk. I think you really need both of these cards to be close to appropriate power level, which I know is sad to hear, and obviously you can try and flop around without them, but I do believe it's much, much weaker without both of them. Bast just synergizes with so many of the cards we want to play anyways, and Darkhawk is just this big bomb we can draw in the late game. Yeah, the hit Bast is a quality piece of art. Do you also recommend to have those specific splits? Yes, you need these variants as well. It's important that you have all the same variants I do. Hey, Jeffrack, thanks for subbing for 3 months in advance. I plan to be here. Thanks for helping keep me around. Yes, if you have Human Torch, Human Torch and Iron Fist are cards I've played in like the Bast and Darkhawk slots in the past, and it's okay. It makes you a lot worse to Killmonger though, and it makes you worse into location variants is the challenging part. What's going on, Anti? How does this game work? At the core, Marvel Snap is a game where you need to have the most power in 2 of the 3 locations after 6 turns. It's free to play on Android and iOS, so if you enjoy card games and the Marvel IP, my number 1 piece of advice would be to give it an install. It's also on PC on Steam too, and play through the tutorial, because the tutorial and onboarding are both very good. It'll be much easier to pick it up by playing the tutorial yourself than by me throwing bits and pieces at you here on stream. Hey, Kaled, good afternoon. Yeah, Kitty Pride is a card that I want to test in here. Don't ask me what I'm cutting. I'll think about that in 2 weeks when she releases. But yeah, Kitty Pride is a card that I'm interested to try for sure. Fallen Interlude, thanks for the 2 months. Welcome back. And Brackers, thanks for the quarter of a year. Third of a year? Math and stuff. Am I hawking to the right? I think I am. Well, I guess he's fucking huge for the Baxter building. Actually, maybe I hawk here in the Subterranea, although I guess I can't play my demons here. I could play Chavez here though. Yeah, I'm gonna snap them and I'm gonna hawk the Cosmopath because Subterranea made it huge. Do we know the order of the cards released this month? Yes, it's Kitty Pride, and then Master Mold, and then Teenage Warhead. Shuri. Oh, what a beating. I wanted to go Angela, Demon, Falcon, but I can't Falcon the Crimson Cosmos, and I can't Falcon the Subterranea because of Cosmo. Sad. I think we're dead here. I did see that Kraken. Makes me excited to see it. Hi, Graph. Thanks for the brand new tier 1. Whoa, they played into Subterranea. I assume they're just taskmastering then, huh? Oh, Captain Marvel. Yeah. I mean, with Captain Marvel here, do I just go like America Chavez and then Iceman here? I think so, huh? Because they have this instead of something bigger. Chavez is plus 11 in the middle, up to 22. Although I guess if they play something big here, what else could they play that's big? I guess they could Taskmaster. I lose the Taskmaster because I can't beat their 3 from the Baxter building. We also got Subterranean though. All right, YOLO. Hey, Canadian, thanks for the tip. I really appreciate it. I won't say that people being crappy doesn't bother me because I'm human and it definitely does, but it bothers me less than it used to, and it's definitely just a part of the job. Me Veer, thank you for the 59 months. Oh God, with the boomer snap. All right, come and get it. This is a Ben Brode handful of rocks, Snapchat. I can feel it. Ah, good game about it.
Higher, further, faster, baby.
So, they win the center, and then that flips them to win the right. GG. We had a few new subs in there. Remember, if you do support the channel and you use Discord, link your Twitch account to your Discord account. You pop it into the supporter Discord server. We got very active channels in there for Marvel, Snap, gaming, food, sports, politics, all sorts of great stuff to hang out with the community. I'm a very active member of that Discord server as well. I think I might do this. And then if we draw Iceman or Korg, we could go Iceman or Korg into Beast next turn. Oh, we could just go Demon into Beast next turn, actually. Hey, UX, thanks for the brand new Prime. Part of me wants to Black Widow and Beast with the Black Widow, but I think I'm just supposed to do this for the sake of resource efficiency. Got him. Ooh. And then I think we just vibe on the Angela for now because I want to... I think we vibe on the Angela for now so I can just set up a full path over here on the left after the Bifrost pushes people. Did I play these in the right order? I think I did. Yeah, I did. Okay. Now, it is worth noting, we did not have a lot of our disruptive elements this game. Our deck has a little bit of a hard time keeping up with Shuri's best draws. Our general goal is to disrupt them with things that, like, stop them from... stopping them from drawing cards. Do I want a Widow here? I kind of just want to put the biggest numbers into play, right? Think we do this, and then we Chavez middle. Get out of here, Arrow. You're pulling who? Nobody. Get. And these are like the sickest Mysterios, right? Because Mysterio with, it gives 3 to Bishop, it's 9 across the board, and it gave 2 to Angela. So this was a 14 power Mysterio. Yeah, the Bass buff buffs the Mysterio clones. So it's 9 plus 3 plus 2.
Victory.
Hey, thanks for the 45 months, Zowzy. Good to have the old regulars around still. Yeah, we're still popping. I think Darkhawk is a very reasonable token investment. While this deck is reasonable, there's a lot of the anti-meta decks you can build in this current format rely on Darkhawk because he's good against Thanos, and Thanos just went to Series 4, so he's gonna be 3,000 tokens for like another 3 months still. So if you think you would enjoy playing with Darkhawk, it'll be a long time before you can get him for 1,000, so picking him up here in the short term I think is a worthwhile use of resources. Hey Mark, thanks for the Prime. Bass Mysterio is Diet Doom. It is. It is in fact Diet Doom. You've been using Valkyrie in the Chavez spot. I could see that being okay. The only part that's a little bit awkward is that like Chavez does add nice consistency. I could see that being a good counter, like you said. Is there any average Darkhawk would have power-wise would use? So Darkhawk tends to be pretty big, pretty consistently in this archetype, in large part due to the fact that what's the word I'm searching for? In large part due to the fact that it's often my mind is mush. It's often basted to get bigger. This might be wrong to play the Mysterio out here. All right, we didn't get Juggernaut. It would have been a disaster. So that's nice. Oh, you know what? We're probably dead here. I made a mistake. So my mistake is that the fact that they're a Nova deck means that they're a Killmonger deck. So I don't think we can stay if they snap. Because of Killmonger. They also got a second Nova off the hub. LOL. Yeah, take your cube. Central Park wasn't great for us either. It cluttered up our board. But I should have read that they were a Killmonger deck. Our deck can beat Killmonger on occasion, but I need to be thinking about it and sequencing around it. And playing Demon out proactively does not accomplish that. Damn it, Central Park. I was just talking about how you're not good for us. I think this is the best Bass deck in the current metagame. Other commonly played Bass decks like Mr. Negative and Cerebro 3, I think are just a little bit too weak overall in my experience. I would definitely lean towards no high voltage. unfortunate center location for us. Korg's a nice pickup, though. If I do this... No, I don't think I have time for this. So I think we do this, and then I'm going to beast these back. And then next turn, we'll Angela into Falcon. I think is my plan. That's actually perfect. So we'll go Angela into Korg, into Squirrel, into Black Widow, into Falcon. Pick these up. Oh, you think we're getting Galactus? Yeah, this could be a Galactus deck. You're right. Psylocke with Yondu. Galactus is another deck in the metagame that made this deck kind of awkward for a little while. Is one of the reasons why I stopped playing it. Galactus. So you've seen this deck be really good against Arrow a couple of times during this session. And this is kind of a highlight of why decks that are good against Arrow are unplayable into some of these other things. Like, this deck just punishes going wide so hard. I don't think going plus 12 here wins, unfortunately. I'm gonna feed them 1 cube to their Shang-Chi death. Oh, null death, sure. How did I know it was going to be Galactus? Yondu plus a card that makes extra energy is typically indicative of Galactus. Those are the 2 telltale signs. Lizard is also common in Galactus, but Lizard sees play in other things as well. The big tip-off is, oh, they played Yondu and an Accelerant. Playing to an empty lane is something to watch for too. Yeah, Yondu makes death cheaper and makes null bigger. Are the 2 things it does. Shouldn't so annoying. They're also a Dark Hawk deck. I think of snapping them here. Get into it. Next turn I get to go Hawk plus Mysterio. This is getting 1, 2, 3 bigger. That's a little scary, because if I want a Mysterio, I have to play into the Vibranium Mines, which is maybe not good. So if I play Mysterio, it makes each of these. Did it say no target? That's funny. Yeah, they're just leaving.
Victory.
Sergeant Phoenix, I think I missed your sub-gifties. Thank you for that. It's very kind of you. Happy Friday. Hope everybody's having a good start to your weekend. For anybody new to the channel, welcome. My name's Jeff Hoagland. I make content here full-time on Twitch, as well as post some stuff on YouTube as well. You can find me here during the week, Monday through Friday. I stream from 9 a.m. Central until about 1, 2, 3, 4 p.m. Central, depending on how we're feeling and how the game's playing out for the day. It's currently about 12:30 Central, for those not familiar with the time zone. I've been streaming here on Twitch for a long time now, a little over a decade. I've been doing it as my full-time job for a little over 5 years. Before I streamed Marvel Snap, I played a lot of Magic the Gathering and other turn-based strategy and card games. Well, that is certainly a combination of locations. This only brings one of the hoods back to my hand. My card's about to lose all their text. Yep.
Clear for takeoff.
Opponent snapped. Escaped.
Someone asked about playing Infinite because of the Leech deck. So yeah, but the problem is you don't only play against Leech decks. Like I know we play against a lot of Thanos, but it's still only, you know, 20 to 40% of my games in a given day. And it's like your cards and your deck have to be functional into everything else you're going to play into for the other, you know, 50 to 70 or whatever percent of decks you're going to play against. I'm gonna snap that with Bishop into Darkhawk on the Asgard when there's a Subterranean play. Okay, then Chavez is 11 here. And she gives one more over here, and this is +2 here. Alright. Can this hand be an insta-snap? I already snapped. I snapped when we had the Darkhawk on the Asgard. Alright, looking like the time for our next ad break. Non-subs, I'll see you in 2 minutes. I think we're gonna keep vibing on the bounce deck for now. I'm feeling it today. We're submitting this deck for the tournament this weekend. Okay, I think I'm down to the bounce deck or the double Hulk deck, chat. I think these are the two. I can overlap 4 cards between them. I can overlap 4 cards between them, and I only have Hood overlapped, I think. Is that it? Just Hood. What I cut in this deck for King, I don't think this deck actually wants King, because you really need your density of early enablers and payoffs. And Kang makes you more consistent on turns 5 and 6, but we don't want to be more consistent on turns 5 and 6. The tournament will not be live streamed. We're all playing our games off stream, and then they'll be posted on YouTube Friday night with post editing and commentary. I mean, I'm interested to see how it goes overall, because it's a very different approach to running a thing than I've ever seen in the past. Do you know what do people play in Negative Galactus? It's not really an established archetype because it's not very good, so follow your heart. Whoever wins the matchup between Cozy and I, we're playing against the winner of KM and Specimen. So definitely not. Round 2 is gonna be brutal for whoever wins our round 1. KM and Specimen are both very good players. Cozy and I are more laid back for fun style. Snap gamers. KM's been testing a lot. I watch his streams in the evenings. I expect KM to be bringing Thanos and Shuri, whatever he thinks are the best builds of those. Whatever. If you want to know what the best builds of Thanos and Shuri are right now, make sure you're watching KM best. Shout him out in chat. The man is putting in the work. Havoc, thank you for the almost 2.5 years. Welcome back. And Matt with the brand new Prime. I'm not reading that username with the 11 months. Good morning, good morning. Dude has bested his name for a reason, truth. So I'm gonna get to bounce this Ninja back to my hand, and then we're gonna get to Bast it up to 3 power. It's our next baller. Oh, locations, chat. Locations. Now, I know what some of you at home are thinking. It's not really a big deal that Jeff got leeched. He's still in a good spot. He can win this game. But what you don't realize is that we're getting Galactus. And honestly, you know how I snapped on turn 2 because my hand was strong? Galactus existing in the format and making it so the rules of engagement just completely get changed mid-game makes climbing and good snapping harder because you basically just can't afford to ever snap because you're just gonna get fucked if they end up being Galactus or something that like takes the way the game is played and completely changes it. It's so demoralizing for trying to brew. Yeah, Leech is another card that also makes early snapping pretty bad because early snapping tends to be a valuation of, oh, my hand is good, so my position in this game is good, and then suddenly your hand has no text box. Plans for a 20,000 collection level celebration. Taking out a second mortgage on my house.
Opponent snapped.
Could be Deathwave, could be Patriot. I have no idea. Some kind of Valk brew, maybe? Are they an Agatha deck? Hood going cross country here. This feels like an Agatha deck, right?
Victory.
My hand is great, he says, before queuing into Galactus for the third time in the last 5 matches.
Victory.
I completely disagree with your statement in both directions, Andriand. Negative is competitive-ish, it's just high rolly as hell. The Bast negative deck with Valkyrie is actually incredibly consistent while also having some very powerful draws. However, the deck is unplayable against Leech, and it's not great against Sandman, so it's poorly positioned in the current metagame. Once upon a time, like back during the closed beta, I would have agreed with you that Negative was a pretty high rolly deck. However, with the addition of tools like Valkyrie and Bast, the consistency of that deck is actually very high. I've played a lot of it. I really wish it was better because I enjoy that deck a lot. Smiling Coyote, thanks for the third of a year. Welcome back.
Opponent snapped.
Well, that's less good for my Darkhawk, but wait, I Black Widowed them. They didn't get to draw any cards. They didn't get to draw any cards. This is Carnage? Was this them giving up? I'm confused. I think this was them giving up. Well, I guess if I do this, this ends up on my side. Oh, it's ending up on my side regardless here with this line, I suppose. Well, that's unfortunate. So if I would have played both bishops, we'd have won here. Rip. Okay.
Escaped.
Who's surprised that the person that salt roped us is a cunt with their emotes afterwards? Not even one. And the leader portrait? Yeah. So they're Galactus. It wasn't a salt rope. They were checking the streams. They could know their titanium was correct. Yeah, it's actually probably what happened. And hey, look, chat. Thanks to the Galactus buff, I have priority going into this turn because for some reason we buffed Galactus when it was one of the best decks. I think the Galactus power reduction is probably the biggest miss the Marvel Snap balance team has ever made, because they decided this card was too good based on their own words, and then they made it better by not understanding how it works with the game. And for people that are at home and you're wondering, how is reducing their power a thing? It's because they don't want priorities so they can dodge Shang-Chi and so they can Shang-Chi you. Someone said the word cunt is disgusting. People call other people a dick all of the time and nobody bats an eye. And that's literally just the equivalent of doing that. Go to the UK sometimes. This is not a PG stream. I swear and use profanity casually on this stream. All right. I know it's not even 1 o'clock, chat, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm pretty beaten down and dejected. It's just been this, and like, and I know that like Galactus is a lower power level than Thanos, but I really hate playing against it more than I hate playing against Thanos. Like I know that it's worse in terms of power level, but like what it feels like to play against and how much fun it is to play against really sucks. It means I can't play anything remotely interesting or go wide, or I just have to get shit canned by this every time I queue into it. Yeah, it's worse, but it's very polarizing is a good descriptor. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I got. I'm gonna get ahead on my video editing. I need to queue up stuff for the weekend. But I'm gonna be here Monday through Friday, and we're gonna do 4 or 5 hours, but I can't do more than that. It's just not fun.